Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty intriguing stuff going on because number one, we actually have an entire community outrage going on for a little bit of a small meme that happened, and basically everyone is talking about it, everyone's complaining about it, we saw it all up on social media, and at the end of the day, it's a little bit of a dumb thing to go and talk about, but it's always kind of fun to go and see. And as well, we also have another brand new, exclusive for the PS4 and PS5 exclusive that actually was one of the biggest flops known to man, to the point where as of right now, there's been news where there was literally only one. I'm not exaggerating, it wasn't even me, just one person playing the entire game. This is actually a game that was hyped up, marketed, millions upon millions of dollars spent into it, and well, it didn't go as planned. So a lot of little stuff to go talk about throughout this one for the gaming universe and the PlayStation side, so let's go and talk about it. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch stream down below, Weeble and Coinbase down below, and the Twitter giveaway down below. Let's go and dive on into the actual video itself. So, first and foremost, let's go talk about this kind of silly thing going on, because we actually had some, you know how sometimes you have these company photos or these prop photos or all that stuff, and well, they're just not set up right. They're just not perfect. They're not good. It's kind of like whenever we saw Game of Thrones, you guys remember how there was a Starbucks cup there, and it just accidentally went through screening and everyone noticed it. This is pretty much what's been going on throughout these past few days. It was kind of news keeps that spreading up around. Where basically there was a PlayStation 5 console that was literally upside down in an internet cafe, and basically this picture of the PlayStation 5 was basically just placed down, and literally everyone on the entire planet was stressing because, well, number one, it's still so hard to get your PlayStation 5s, but number two, well, you just don't want your console literally just breaking on you. So first news over here, we actually have this one where it's saying, hey, as it approaches 2 years since the launch of the PlayStation 5 console, it kind of seems crazy it's even been that long. Many are still finding it hard to get their hands on one of the elusive next-gen machines, has been the case since the release of the newest gaming consoles, and scalpers obviously been helping people, not get their consoles these past few weeks. That's with the chip shortage and everything else. So, basically, the PlayStation 5 is a hard thing to go and get, and as well, and that's why we're still here making these videos trying to help you guys, So even more, because of all this issues with people just not getting their consoles, and still been waiting, and there's spotters and everything, sometimes we have people who go and see this stuff, and they get upset because it's obviously either not being used or just it's kind of like when you have a celebrity and they just get one for free. At the end of the day, sure, it's marketing, whatever, but you're still upset because they're worth $100 million and they still get a $500 console for free while you're sitting there trying your best to go refresh Target all throughout the day just to try to get your console. So basically for this one, a gamer spotted a console that's been stored upside down at a local internet cafe, stuffed in a wooden cabinet. It's clear to see that the disc drive is literally the wrong way around, and that the PlayStation 5 is literally just looking like it's on its kind of last legs on over here, which has not been kind of good. So we saw this floating up on Reddit, and we also saw it up on Twitter, where people are just making memes on it and comments on it. And at the end of the day, what on earth is this? It's this is just not even just the console itself. If you just look at everything else going on in the photo, it's chained up in an old dirty box. You have this wood behind it that just is not even it's chipping away. If you guys see in the corners, it just kind of seems is it do they held it hostage? Is this a jail? I don't really know what's going on with it. I'm sure you guys can probably agree. This is it's just weird. It's just weird. It just doesn't look good. This is probably awful airflow. I mean, yeah, you can get the console in there. It's just it just is weird. It just is a weird, strange, well, everything too as well. It's just not good. Even how the article says, some fans point out, in fairness to the internet cafe where this unlucky PS5 is located, the disc drive wouldn't be reachable where the console were placed up the right way. But I mean, why is it also in a huge box? Maybe for anti-theft? Maybe, I don't know. Other commenters are also less kind of the establishment, claiming that's the only way the console is placed incorrectly. But the cabinet was preventing proper airflow, like I just said, and looked like it would collapse. Everything with this just seems so weird. Yeah, there's also even paper below the console too on top of that where it's restricting airflow. This is where you get a bunch of dust, your console gets dirty, and it's gonna start slogging pretty quick. And of course, while some people point out the flaws in the PS5 were kept at the internet cafe, a lot of people just made jokes about its predicament, kind of how I was just saying, where one commenter even said that the PS5 must have done something really messed up to be locked upside down in a cabinet as punishment, and while another tried just to reassure people by joking that the console wasn't upside down, but was just in Australia. So it's like sometimes we kind of see these like really weird and goofy stories. And like, dude, I would just, first and foremost, for an internet cafe, I would never want to pay money for this. If they're like, hey, like $20 an hour to go play on this PS5 and like this kind of weird like TV, and like it's like looks like you're in like some weird horror movie. I don't even know how to say it. It just is weird. Just everything about this is just a weird situation. So this is kind of float around on Reddit, on Twitter and stuff. So I want to go talk about it because it's just, what are people doing nowadays? It just seems so weird. Anyway, that's a little fun story for the day. Part 2 of this actually is also for a more kind of sadder story. Because if you guys actually had a chance for us to talk about this and showcase stuff throughout the past, like, probably few weeks, there's this one game. And it, like, had potential. It definitely had a little bit of potential. But the biggest struggle is that no one liked it. The reviews were bad, they were mixed, and just it wasn't a good game. So basically it was a PS5 and PS4 and PS5 exclusive. That's, well, at this point, no one's playing it. Like, at the point, like, I could probably go and count, like, more people, like, walking down the street in the next 1 minute that's playing this game throughout the past 24 hours. So basically, the new PS4 and PS5 console exclusives, obviously, are more or less officially dead. Because this game's awful. So basically, we had like Gran Turismo, we had Horizon. Like, a lot of people are buying those games, still playing those games, they have multiplayer going on. You know, all that type of stuff too as well. And over the years, third-party and second-party deals have also given PlayStation exclusives and consoles exclusives like Persona, Final Fantasy Remake, Detroit, and all that other type of stuff too as well. And just one more to kind of add to that big list of partnerships is on the game Babylon's Fall, which we actually did go and talk about this before. We actually mentioned it where it was just like one of the world's worst launched games we've seen. Like, this will probably be one of those like next like Cyberpunk games we're bringing up 6 months from now, a year from now, where like this is like the staple of what we should not be doing for a game and a game release. So this was actually released earlier on this year via PC, PS4, and PS5, and this is once again in the kind of the news. Square Enix, once again, you know, through the acquisitions and potential Sony buyouts and all that stuff, and Platinum Games. And this game, once again, just did not do good at all. This game was horrendous. So the former has basically given some really good games throughout the years and really good PlayStation exclusives, and also the latter is also responsible for games like, you say, like Bayonetta, or like Nier Automata, which was a good game, Astral Chain, Vanquish. And then Platinum Games have delivered some classics since its inception too as well, but they've also had some stinkers, such as Legends of Korra, Star Fox Zero, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan, and now, once again, to add to that list, Babylon's Fall. So if you guys don't know, there is basically like an action RPG. It's meant to be like a live service type game, kind of like think like a Destiny, where there should be new stuff coming out and like new content and like new updates and new characters and new items you could collect, new bosses to fight, all that stuff put together. And sadly, it's not going too good. So upon release too, basically the scores were around like a 40. And as you guys know, in the gaming industry, anything below like a 70 is awful. Like, it's not worth buying. And at that point, it's kind of just given bonus points for, hey, you tried. So basically a 40 rating is awful. Really, really bad. So number one, that's why just making it one of the biggest flops of the year, just based on like the quality of the game, the content of the game, the context of the game, everything else tied in between. And as well, if you also factor in, say, it was made by Square Enix and Platinum Games, who have made really good games. Like, Square Enix has been in the news so much these past few weeks, and it's kind of like sad because everything they keep trying to do these past like few months, past year or so, have just not been connecting with the audiences. It's just not been going good. So basically, all that said, it kind of comes like, you know, a lot of people are aren't going to be that surprised that basically no one's playing the game. But the one big thing itself is that at some point throughout this week, and I looked through the Steam charts too, the game at one point literally had one player. That's just so sad. Like, imagine trying to play like a game like a Destiny, and you're trying to do like a PvP, and you're just sitting in the queue by yourself. Or imagine even like a Call of Duty, a Warzone, Fortnite, whatever game, you know, 2K, and literally you're the literal only player in the entire game. And it's meant to be like a live service game. So you're meant to see other players, meant to work with other players, meant to like do collabs, you know, all that type of stuff. And yeah, it just does not work. So basically never had more than even 76 players on the platform at any point throughout this past week. And once again, if you have a game with like matchmaking, it's meant to be on multiplayer, meant to be like, you know, comparing your, like, basically playing your character and like compare it to other folks and having live service and having live updates and having the game go on for the next 2, 3, 4 years. When you only have one person playing that game, no offense to Babylon's Fall, That's not good. It's really just not good. And as well, like if you guys can kind of compare it to for the PS5 and PS4, because we don't have the specific live numbers, it's probably doing even worse. Because as you guys know, a lot of platforms such as like Steam are more open to multiplayer games and indie games. I've never really heard too many people on the PlayStation consoles or even Xbox kind of pushing that too as well. I mean, people do obviously, but just not as much as PC players. So basically now at the end of the day, it's only 2 months old. It was pitched as a live service game, and based on the fact that there's only one person playing it as of right now, not going too good. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. If you guys would like to as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch room as well down below, Weeble and Coinbase down below, and all the other various things as well down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later on throughout tonight for more videos.